We are following one karstic river through our aquarium from its beginning, from its source, to the mouth of that river. So over here water is extremely fast flowing, well mixed with oxygen. So all those bubbles you can see over here, that is exactly that oxygen. Mostly we have species from the trout family. You can see our brown trout, and also we have graylings. They are in beautiful white and silverish colors. Males have those beautiful red colors of their dorsal fin. So actually they are attracting females with those beautiful colors. And the females are in more pale colors to protect themselves and their future offspring. Over here we are still at the upper parts of our river, and we still have species from the trout family.
They live here?
Yes, they live here in the upper parts of the Kupa River. They can live up to 100 years. Wow. They can grow very large, up to 1.6 meters long. They are great predators.
Oh, yeah?
So those rainbow trouts you can see with them, they are actually food for them. So sometimes in the morning we can see some scars on rainbow trouts, so we know that those hens were feeding during the night. In our pond we have koi carps. A long time ago, only rich Japanese families were allowed to have them, to breed them, but today the whole industry is developed around their farming and breeding, and usually people hold them as pets. They are very smart, and actually they can learn when you come every day to your pond with your fish. When you feed them, they remember you and they begin to wait you every day. So actually they are waiting for food. Wow. Some owners feed them on a bottle, some owners feed them from hand, and some fishes allow their owners to pet them, like some water puppies or something like that. The most expensive specimen from this species was sold for more than $1.5 million, only because it was in beautiful white color with red dot on its head. So actually it was representing Japanese flag. So it is also the rarest color you can breed. We are slowly following our river to the middle parts. Here are optimal conditions for animals. Water flows a bit slower, temperatures are higher, and every species you can see in this tank over here, you can find them in our rivers in Karlovac. We have roaches, wimbas, bleaks, and those over here at the bottom, those are the barbels. They're actually very delicious, but their eggs are poisonous. And that poison is thermostable, so it won't dissolve by cooking. People often need to go to the emergency room and spend over there a few days until they recover. Wow. One more interesting species over here are those bleaks. They are closer to the surface of the water. Their scales stand very loosely on their body. So when you catch them, and when you hold them in your hands, just for a second or two, those scales will start to fall from their body, and you will see that your hands or palms are shining from those scales. So people notice that, and they use their scales for glitter production, even for makeup, for lip glosses, for example. Here we have breams, and if we could say that any fish is a bad swimmer, we could say it for them, Because they are adapted to slow flowing waters. If you took one bream and put them with those trouts up there, they couldn't swim in those fast flowing waters. They are laterally thin, so they cannot withstand harsh and fast flowing waters. We have xanders. They are night predators. They look like they are blind, but they have one additional layer across their eye, allowing them perfect night sight. That is why they are perfect hunters. Over here we are still in down parts of the river. We have also rods, we have perches and carps. Carp is actually the most endangered species of fish in our waters because people often wanted fish to be the largest with more flesh on it, to be the biggest with less scales on their body. So we have farming formations of carps, and those farming formations started to breed with these wild forms. So actually today we are losing a wild formation of carps. Over here we have our great predator. These are the pikes. They are sitting and waiting for their prey. So when the prey come near them, they are like Ferrari. They swim very fast and they catch their prey. They have for more than 700 sharp teeth, and they can swallow prey as big as they are because their stomachs can stretch for more than 200%. So one greater pike would very likely to eat some smaller pikes, but also they eat small mammals like rodents, rats, mouses, and also small birds.
Can they bite me? I mean, not now, but you know, if I swim in a river.
Well, they could, but they won't.
Okay, that's good enough.
This is our second great predator, the catfish. They are almost blind, but they have other senses. They have 3 pairs of whiskers, of those barbels, and with numerous cells on them. And in every second they know where anything is around them, behind them, in front of them, everywhere. So they can sense some small vibrations, changes in water flow. The largest catfish ever caught has been 375 kilograms heavy and more than 5 meters long. So slowly we came to the mouth of our river. Rivers usually end at the mouth with some larger rivers or at the seaside, in the oceans, large lakes. And we decided that our river will end at the seaside. Over there we have brackish waters. Brackish waters are also marine waters, but with lower salinity because of the inflow of the fresh water.
With seawater.
Yes, they mix together. Those brackish waters are rich in nutrients, in plankton, so many species, especially marine species, go to those brackish waters for feeding. So over here in our freshwater aquarium you can see some marine species like sea breams and sea basses.
Delicious.
They are. This is our cave. Over here we have some endemic fish species, and we have around 140 freshwater fish species and 50 endemic species. One of the most interesting endemic species are the Adriatic barbel gudgeons. For more than 3 million years they did not change a bit, nor by their DNA, genetically, their anatomy, physiology, behavior.
Why?
Because they live in very small parts of Croatia. They are actually protected and they are well adapted to those environments. So they didn't need to change through the years. The greatest migrations are because of spawning. So those shark-like fishes are the sturgeons. They live in marine environments, but when the spawning time comes, they go into the rivers and swim upstream. But when people begin to build dams, we just block them on their migratory routes. So today, unfortunately, they are extinct species. This is a tunnel where our fishes swim across from one side to the other. And this is one Siberian sturgeon. And over there is one beluga sturgeon, which is the largest freshwater fish species. They can grow up to 7 meters and they can be almost 2 tons heavy. They belong to the real bony fish species, but they still have cartilaginous skeletons. They have different caudal fins, they have elongated snouts, and they still have bony plates across their body. And they are so sharp, you can cut on them if you touch them, unfortunately.
Touching anything?
Don't touch them. Alien or invasive fish species. When they adapted to our conditions, they begin to affect negatively on our biodiversity. That pumpkin seed fish, they were brought from North America just to be the aquarium fish. So when people got bored of them, they just took them, released them in the first river or lake they could find, where they adapted, begin to breed. And males are protecting their nests and their fry, but they are eating eggs and fish fry from our native species. So today is forbidden to release any kind of alien or invasive fish species because we need to protect our native biodiversity.